very good Monday morning to everyone out there across the Wobbles community. Landon Hampton here, back in the saddle after a little bit of an extended break to bring you your latest weather or not forecast this morning, courtesy of On Target. Got a few features we're watching. We're underneath clear skies for the most part this morning. However, we've got a tropical disturbance that's trying to get going right here off of the East Coast. There's a potential cyclone that's developing that's going to be churning off to the north and west and could be bringing some of these cloud bands over in our direction here as we work into a little bit later today and into tonight, but in particular tomorrow on into our Wednesday as well. All right, but for the most part throughout today to start the new work week, we're going to look at a whole lot of nothing that's going to be going on. The White Squirrel Weather Nest Cam getting us kicked off, overlooking Bowling Green. And again, folks, we simply don't really have much in terms of cloud cover or much of anything going on out there early this morning. Same can be said overlooking the Beach Tree News Sky Cam up in Morgantown. We got clear skies over in that direction as well. We can take a look at the current conditions out there. It feels quite nice out there early on. We have got temperatures that are hovering right around the 60-degree mark. Dew points right around the mid to upper 50s. It feels wonderful out there. We're going to be taking highs up to right around the mid-80s this afternoon, but with dew points remaining in the upper 50s to lower 60s range, it's not going to be too shabby out there. Be somewhat similar to yesterday. We will have more sunshine, so it should feel a little bit warmer there in the great outdoors. Getting a look here at the latest surface map. High pressure located over the north and east is going to keep winds light out of the north and east direction. Again, so it's going to help it feel somewhat tolerable in the great outdoors, especially in comparison to the tremendous heat we were dealing with just over the past week or so ago. As a reminder, folks, here as we cross over towards the end of this week, September 22nd, we're going to be rolling right into the start of the fall season. And I don't know about you all, but I'm looking forward to the cooler weather arriving with the changing of the season. So as you can see here, though, looking at the other little features here on the surface map, we get this Suedo boundary stretching up from the Gulf of Mexico up through Missouri. It's keeping some activity there just off to our west. But again, all eyes is on that low pressure system that is meandering right over the Carolina coast. And that's going to be your feature here, folks, as far as any sort of sensible weather impacts are concerned here over the course of the short or the long-term period. And that's going to be closer in the near term here, rolling into our Tuesday and our Wednesday as well. First and foremost, we can take a look here at the latest short-term model guidance, and this is showcasing the cloud cover that we're expecting here over the next 48 to 60 hours or so. You can see we're going to work throughout today. We should be rather clear for the most part throughout this morning. Then we work into this afternoon, and we get some of the cloud cover with the cloud debris coming off of that potential tropical cyclone right there off of the East Coast. Now you'll notice this will become much more prominent as we work throughout the overnight. Here we are working into the pre-dawn hours of our Tuesday, and then we work throughout our Tuesday, and with more cloud cover coming in here, both Tuesday and on into our Wednesday as well, as you can blatantly see, we're going to lower those high temperatures. So today we're going to be right around the mid, perhaps creeping into the upper 80s at times. And as we progress into our Tuesday and Wednesday, folks, it looks like we're going to be hovering right around the upper 70s to lower 80s. It's not going to be terrible out there with a little bit of cloud cover trying to help us out in the temperature department. Now, with the thickening cloud cover, it won't be a tremendous chance, but we are going to be looking at a little bit of some rainfall potentially making it in our direction. You can blatantly see this tropical cyclone coming on shore as we work into the latter part of today and into the overnight. And then we get into our Tuesday, folks, and those outer bands that are still churning, you can see it brings some scattered, very light rainfall, maybe even sprinkles in nature, closer towards the I-65 corridor. So by the time we roll into our Tuesday morning on into our Tuesday afternoon, along with the thickening cloud cover, might have to dodge a few hit and miss light rain showers. Unfortunately, that's all this thing is going to muster, as we could use more rainfall with the drought conditions that we're dealing with. We'll get to more into that here in just a moment. We work into Tuesday night, we get into Wednesday. You can see the cyclone is trying to give way here, kind of falling apart as it comes inland, as is somewhat typical for those tropical disturbances as they work inland and off of the ocean, where they can provide a little bit more fuel and things of that nature. Taking a look at the longer term period, we're going to take a look at the mid and upper level pattern, all right? Here we are looking at the 500 millibar level. This is 18 to 20,000 feet up above our head. We work throughout the early part of this week. We get that low pressure retrograding back off to the north and west here. That's going to be keeping our attention here over the next 24 to 48 hours. But then, folks, we get late into the work week from Thursday on into Friday and on into the weekend. And you can see with this upper level ridge trying to build in here out of the south central U.S., this thing is going to dominate, and it's going to build into the region, not just through our Thursday and Friday, but on into the weekend as well. So here we are fast forwarding into Friday afternoon. We get into Friday night. We go throughout the weekend. And that ridge just tries to build in here with this retrograding upper low that is kind of just pinwheeling here across the southeastern U.S. These things are pesky, folks. Tropical disturbances are extremely difficult to forecast. We'll be keeping eyes on that, but as of right now, after we get past Tuesday or Wednesday, it doesn't look like we're going to have much of anything going on the weather front for us, all right? So I want to jump over here now. We can get a little bit better focus on what exactly this tropical cyclone could potentially do. It's expected to become a tropical storm as we work through the latter part of today and on into the night, and then quickly downgraded to a tropical depression by the time we work into our Tuesday. So we'll have to keep eyes on it to see how far it presses off to the north and west. Without a doubt, we're looking at more cloud cover tomorrow in the Wednesday time frame, maybe a few sprinkles or a light shower or two. Now, unfortunately, folks, we need a lot more rain than that. Here's the latest look at the drought monitor that was released during the latter part of last week. We have got all the wobbles in some sort of drought conditions, either abnormally dry further off to the north and east with northern Barron County and Edmonton County, higher severe drought conditions located off to the south and west portions, including Allen, Simpson, and Logan County that's coming along with that. And folks, I hate to add insult to injury, but let's mirror the drought forecast with a rainfall forecast over the next 5 to 7 days. Little to nothing. As what we were just previously mentioned, looking there at the latest model guidance, maybe some light showers or some sprinkles or two in the Tuesday to Wednesday time frame. There is a silver lining. We'll get those temperatures down a few degrees, but for the most part, folks, our weather pattern just simply isn't looking very active here over the next week or two, all right? Here's a full breakdown of your 6-day weather forecast, brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. Loads of sunshine today. I'll get some cloud cover in here late this afternoon and evening. Highs right around the mid and upper 80s. I think temperatures overdone a little bit in the Tuesday to Wednesday time frame. I think we're going to get some more cloud cover in here than what models were initially indicating. I'm thinking right around the lower 80s. I think we might be around the 80 to 82 degree mark both Tuesday and Wednesday. And then the heat makes a return, although the humidity looks to stay at bay somewhat between the upper 50s and lower 60s. All the way through the start of the weekend, so that is the good news for us. But despite that, we're going to be looking at highs Thursday, Friday, on into Saturday and Sunday, nearing right around the 90-degree mark. That's going to wrap up your Monday morning edition of your Weather or Not forecast, presented by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a tremendous start